I was just going to ask about you. Like you're, we're so both so supportive of one another. I want to make sure that you've been generous in listening to me, and I want to make sure that um, I can
Uh,
be thinking about my community and
yeah,
who you can make a difference for.
yeah, that's a good question. I also, I guess, struggle with the paradox of choice, right? In terms of like I also thought that I solve every problem, which once they become a client, yes, like every client, it's like sometimes I help them find love, and I guess a lot of my clients come from like untraditional, like broken families, I guess, or they have like identity crisis, like maybe they're like biracial, or they're bisexual, or they're just like they don't, I guess, fit like the mold of what quote unquote is like normal. So
Okay.
a lot of them struggle with like identity types of like introspection types of things,
Hmm.
if that's helpful. And
Yeah.
yeah, or folks that they they're in the process of interviewing for another role, but they haven't quite landed that job. Like they're just kind of going through the motions, and they're not really like happy in their current role. And
Hmm.
actually, I think that's kind of where we also have some synergies as well, right? Because it sounds like you also help with a lot of the transition stuff. But I guess mine's more specific on like the actual like interviewing process and negotiating a job offer, and more of like the
Uh-huh. Interview
yeah
process.
yeah, more of that
Yep.
stuff, like mock role playings and stuff like that.
And you work one to one with people, and you also have a mastermind that people can join. That's probably a little bit like I'm thinking of is a coach. You could usually have a tier of
Y-
like, here's my top level program, or here's
Yeah.
another
Um,
way you can meet people.
yeah, so how I'm structuring it is like once a week for an hour, I'll teach like a framework, like so like the thing that I just showed you would be like an example of like one framework, right?
Hmm.
So it'd be going through that. So 20 minutes of like me like teaching the framework, sharing story, like you said, so that they see like, oh, okay, like he's also just as messed up as I am, you know? And
Yeah.
then 20 minutes of like working it out with the like the people in that group coaching.